when I saw that he was in contention, and he called me and said he was in contention.
No, he didn't. Molly, I would like to let you know that I'm in contention. I don't think Democrats are doing themselves any service by pretending that they have a stronger ticket than they actually do. This is Molly Jong something on MSNBC talking about how great Tim Walz is, which, again, I don't think is necessarily good for them. If they acknowledge his weaknesses, they probably have a better shot at reaching out to the American voter in the middle of the country who isn't in urban areas, which Tim Walz oversaw the burning down of Minneapolis. But take a listen to this, and we'll stop intermediately. This is MSNBC talking about their top-tier ticket.
So I have interviewed Tim Walz before, so I knew what he could do. And I feel like and Democratic governors knew what he could do because he was the head of the Democratic Governors Association. So when I saw that he was in contention, and he called me and said he was in contention.
No, he didn't. I guarantee you, no, he didn't. He didn't. I'm in contention. Hold on, I got to call Molly Jong fast. Molly, I would like to let you know that I'm in contention for the vice presidential pick of Kamala Harris. Thank you. Hang up. No, the only reason anybody knows who this lady is, I think, is because a week ago, I don't know if you remember her, she was the one that said JD Vance is a white supremacist and wants more white children. Of course, JD Vance's kids aren't white. He's married to an Indian American, and all three of his kids are biracial. But that didn't stop MSNBC from continuing to have this lunatic on their shows. Let's continue.
And I thought to myself, this guy is really a good orator. And what I thought was that it was a reach out to rural voters, because here's a guy, he ice fishes, he's a hunter, he does butter carving, which again is not such a popular thing in urban areas. I mean, he's a sort of, he is a rural person, and he went to college on the GI Bill. He was the highest ranking enlisted man. This is a person who is really part of this rural America.
That's where I think they're making a big mistake. Now, I welcome Democrats' big mistakes in trying to figure out what Tim Walz is or isn't, but this is a huge blunder, politically speaking, considering where the guy stands on policy. And this is going to be the task of Republicans. Can they get the message out to enough people who are kind of in the middle, kind of left of center, but not crazy progressive? Can they get the message out what this guy actually is? Yes, he was from the Midwest, born in Nebraska, I think, became the governor of Minnesota, and is just so happy to be here. But at the end of the day, he isn't this folksy Midwestern person. He is a straight up Marxist. And I say that, I understand the hyperbole around those terms, but look at the policies that this guy has pushed. Remember the George Floyd riots in Minneapolis when he didn't send out the National Guard because he didn't think they were up to the task, and more police cause more problems, says Tim Walz. His wife says, well, when the city was burning, I could smell the tires, the rubber tires burning in my windows, and I left it open because that is democracy at work. Talk about limousine liberal, or just the idea that, well, I have security, so I'm going to be fine, therefore this is good. Couple that with the whole socialist programs that he's gotten into schools, and I know I'm going to get hit for saying that, but it's just objectively true. And the tampons in boys' bathrooms. This guy is so outside of the mainstream Midwestern thought that, yeah, I guess he lives there, but that's about the only Midwestern thing that he's got going for him. And like I said, I don't think ignoring the fact that his policies are crazy are going to help Democrats out. But at the same time, like I said, I don't mind if they punch themselves in the face repeatedly and think they have something better than they do.
And he really makes the case for how government programs can help people. You know, his father died when he was young, and he enlisted in the Army to pay for college. And I think that that is a really important, you know, we don't necessarily hear that message so much in politics today. And so I really do think, I sort of thought in my head, you know, this guy, he really is kind of a rural American success story. And remember, he was born in Kansas, so he has really part.
I'm pretty sure it was Nebraska. I'm pretty sure she's very wrong, but I'm going to check the internet too while we've got this at the top of mind. But again, I don't think making him something that he is not is good for the race. Now, assuming that the vice presidential pick actually matters, look at the other vice presidential pick. They're trying to make Tim Walz out, and maybe some of his background is true. This Midwestern boy grew up with nothing, came into something. Okay, fine. But if that's the reason you're going to vote for somebody because of the vice presidential ticket, which, again, I don't actually know that it actually matters, the problem is you've got somebody on the other side of the ticket who was even poorer and became something even better and greater in JD Vance. So to play this particular card for Democrats, I think is not the best idea overall when it comes to strategy because, well, I just don't think it's effective with actual Midwestern voters who are looking to... Yeah, she was born in Nebraska. I'm looking this up. This lady's just wrong. She lies and she's wrong. If she's not lying, she's wrong. And if she's not wrong, she's lying. But at the end of the day, you know, who am I to tell Democrats to stop punching themselves in the face? I am all about them doing so, as that helps my cause.